Welcome to the beautiful Three Springs Valley, here in Hungary. You're joining us in Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Budapest was formerly 3 cities, and today they're all coming together to kick off what we hope will be a thrilling weekend of racing.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. But there are still plenty of points up for grabs this season.
And with that, I think it's time to get started. This is it, the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Away we go for the second half of 2028. P7 and P9 there qualifying, not the best, but also not the worst. So hard, medium here for George Russell. Medium, soft, hard for Théo Pourchaire. I think our car's better than this. Just gotta wait and see what the race has in store for us.
And there's contact with the barrier. That will have knocked their confidence, I'm sure.
And it has knocked the VSC out of its hibernation and has made its way onto the racing circuit. So George Russell and Théo Pourchaire will both be coming in this pit stop this time by. As you can see, this first stint's gone pretty well. So hopefully things continue on in the pit lane. I'd imagine Piastri will follow us in. And it's going to be Genesis versus Red Bull onto a set of medium compound rubber. No way. There's no way we got jumped. I don't think the timing was quite perfect for that, but either way, it's going to be Pourchaire also into a set of soft compound rubber down the way. Both guys with clean pit stops. Not quite sure how we let that happen, but still P2 and P5 onto the second round. Not quite sure we're on for gold, but I think we got a good chance at silver and bronze here. On to a set of hard compound rubber for Théo Pourchaire. Nice clean pit stop. Really nothing to report thus far from this race. Down to the pit stop, done with pit stops for Théo Pourchaire. Just waiting on the final stop here for George Russell.
There's the lookup, and they ended up their own passenger.
Well, bad luck there for Charles Leclerc, but jackpot George Russell is going to get a big break out of this. So we will be able to pit under the VSC and also not lose any confidence from being overtaken by Tsunoda or Oscar Piastri. So in pit lane comes George Russell onto another set of medium compound rubber. It's a clean pit stop. It's a lot of gap to make up. I think we might just be able to do it though.
The walls.
I don't really know what to say about that.
He's got the win. Oscar Piastri is the winner.
After that performance, there's no doubt that they deserve their spot at the top of the podium.
Second best. Second best isn't going to cut it if we want to win this championship. George Russell's going to come home P2. Very hard fought P2. We'll take the silver. Théo Pourchaire, unfortunately, we just didn't have enough in the take to hold on to the P3 ahead of Tsunoda, but still a good result. Once again, good's not going to cut it.
Great job.
You can hear the excitement in the crowd here at the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Away we go indeed. A really wacky grid order like Tsunoda, Ocon, Leclerc, Piastri with like Lawson and Max mixed up. It's a little weird, but we'll make do. So P11 and P14 qualifying for ourselves. Don't know where the pace was, but hopefully it shows up again today. So both drivers will be going soft onto medium, hoping for some calamity or hoping that the pace comes back.
What the f is this?
Now, he's carried on with half a front wing. That's concerning. Oh, wow. That's a hell of a time to unpause. So Ocon's got a puncture obviously after being run into. Thankfully, Russell's gotten by as well. Verstappen has received a penalty and obviously has a lot of rear and nose damage. Huh.
Currently P8.
Well, a bad day just continues to get worse for McLaren, but it's going pretty well for ourselves. I think we've rebounded quite nicely. We've got pit stops to do here first. So George Russell will be coming in for this for the first time in this Grand Prix onto the medium compound rubber. It is a pretty busy pit lane. We've been held. That was part of the plan, as Oliver Bremen has received a 5-second penalty for his actions. Théo Pourchaire will also be coming in this time by. These should theoretically be the only pit stops here in this race for our two drivers. Pourchaire will be coming in now. Let's see. Lawson has followed us in. Where was he? Where are we getting held? I don't think that. Anyways, yeah, Pourchaire out of pit lane in P5. George Russell will cycle out in a hornet's nest in P11. We go to the end of the Grand Prix now. Get away. Oh, double overtake. Cool. P4 and P8, at least for now.
Dante's giving me a bit of bear lucky.
Well, not quite sure what happened. Hopefully we'll get a replay. But George Russell managed to overtake not only the car of Liam Lawson, but also the Red Bull Factory.
Nice.
Oh, got them both. Perfect.
He's got the win. And the winner today, it's Oscar Piastri.
I don't think anyone could be disappointed with a race like that. A consummate professional through and through.
Just keeps on winning. Must be nice. So P1 for Oscar Piastri. Sonoda and Leclerc will be side by side coming to the line. Sonoda should roll on the outside. The Japanese driver will hold on for silver, and Leclerc will have to come home with bronze. For ourselves, P4 and P5, I have no idea how we held off the charge from Kevin Magnussen. Hopefully we don't crash into one another, please. Oh, he's going to try it. Pourchaire's going to go for the move, or I guess this will be George Russell going for the move. I don't think he'll be able to hold it around the outside. Pourchaire will come home P4. We will be P5 once again. Not bad, but also not good enough.
Yeah, confident there's only so much I can do.
Here we go. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
This is going to be a fun one as we look at the weather. So dries to enters to wets to enters to wets to enters. We've already got a yellow flag. It is Albon who's been contacted for ourselves. P4 in qualifying for Théo Pourchaire. P8 for George Russell. Just got to survive to the weather.
Unable to do anything about that crash, and that's not what they would have had in mind when they woke up this morning.
No, not at all. Safety car is out here for the crash of Rolf Hoffman, and we've got a decision to make. Not what I would call an ideal situation, but I think it'll work out. So we will, I wanted to stay out, I really, really did, but I feel like if we did stay out, we were just going to get ran through and lose all of our confidence. So both guys are coming in for a set of soft compound rubber. Nice, clean this up there for Théo Pourchaire. Too many consonants going about in my mouth. Onto a set of soft compound rubber as well for George Russell. A little bit of a hold there for Max Verstappen, but we will move on. So Sonoda will cycle out in P1. Leclerc P2. Pourchaire will come out in P4. P4, P8. Not bad.
Time to push on these tires.
Pace cars coming in. The rain gets ever closer, and we've got a pretty interesting mix of strategy choices. So obviously we've gone softs. However, Leclerc, Antonelli, as well as Jack Doohan, and a lot of those at the back have gone for either the medium or the hard compound tires. So still some more strategy to unfold. Just waiting on the weather.
Reminder: no.
Everything's all right here. Very heavy on the brakes, and hopefully there's not too much damage to the tires.
Ooh, it got wet fast. As you can see, we kind of got caught out by the conditions, but it might actually work out for us in the end as the pit lane is not nearly as congested, unfortunately, for George Russell. Maybe a small hold here, but it could also potentially hold up for Verstappen. Somehow they had priority. Somehow. So good pit stop there for our boys. Unfortunately, didn't amount to very much, and also a good pit stop there for George Russell. So Théo Pourchaire will cycle himself out in P4. George Russell will be P7. Let's see where the weather goes from here.
My bad, guys.
Can't exactly say I've made a flawless strategy decision. I think Piastri ultimately had it right, but we'll make the most of this one anyways. 21-20 there for Théo Pourchaire. George Russell also coming in for his final pit stop in this race. 23-0-0. Not too bad. P9 and P14. I don't believe anybody else is going to the end of this Grand Prix outside of Oscar Piastri, so we should cycle out about P3 or P4. Please, George, Théo, whatever your name is. Thank you.
This is good so far.
Oh my God. Thank you, Pierre Gasly. So, yeah, this we didn't have a puncture down the way, really good pit stop there, but it's not going to matter much. Out of the pits in 18.
And first place goes to Piastri.
What an achievement! Sometimes you take the incredible skill of these drivers for granted, but not today.
It just doesn't stop. For Piastri, it's another win. Sonoda, P2, Aaaaaand gets redemption from what was a really, really rough outing last time out. For ourselves, got close there with poor chair, just couldn't quite, just didn't have rather enough time to get ahead of Esteban Ocon and then George Russell, the unfortunate victim of an out of control Pierre Gasly, who has fallen off the face of the earth. So, bit of a somber way to end this episode.
It's P4.
I don't know. Everything, upgrades don't work, nothing seems to work. It's all sunshine and rainbows.
With such a strong performance from Piastri, there's no denying that he's earned that place on the podium today.
There really doesn't seem to be a way to stop them winning this year. Amazing consistency.